Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, Avery LR32 here, bringing you guys a special OTK deck profile that I got from Yugioh Pro OTKs. In case you guys haven't noticed already, I get a lot of my OTK decks from him. I've liked a lot of the builds that he's been putting out lately, and I highly suggest you guys go and check him out. He puts out great content about every week, weekly or so. Just depends on how long it takes him to, test the decks out and whatever. I don't know if he just looks them up online and then builds them and then performs them to his playstyle or what, but he puts out some really interesting OTKs, and this again is one of them, so I highly suggest you go and check out his channel. So what this deck profile is Horakthy, or however you pronounce it, Horakthy OTK. This OTK used to be a thing that people would test around with on DN when we had Ultimate Offering at 3, and originally what you would do is that you would run the 3 Egyptian God cards, Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra, along with Horakthy, and you would run 3 Ultimate Offering. You would also run 3 of each of the gadgets, red, yellow, and green, and you would also run like 2 to 3 Yugioh and Morales. So what you would do is you would summon a gadget, you'd activate Ultimate Offering, pay 500 to keep on summoning more gadgets and keep on searching through your deck. And then you'd also use draw cards like Into the Void and Upstart Goblin and all that. And then you would go into Yugioh and Morale, and you would put 3 of your gadgets back into the deck, shuffle, then draw a card. So you would just keep on going through your deck until you ended up paying life points, or paying 500 for each of the Egyptian gods, so that you finally ended up, hopefully in one turn, Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra. And once you did that, since you most likely have Horakthy in your hand, you would sack off all 3 of the gods and summon Horakthy. And in case you don't know what it does, it has unknown attack and defense. It's a Divine Beast level 12, I believe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, level 12. Unknown attack and defense. It can't be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by attributing 3 monsters whose original names. So you can't use cards like Phantom of Chaos. It has to be their original names. So you have to actually sacrifice off the actual 3 Egyptian gods. I just said actual like twice in the same sentence. But you tribute the 3 monsters whose original names are Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card's special summon cannot be negated, so they can't use Warning or anything like that. Trap Trick, Trap Hole, Nightmare, or whatever, none of that stuff. The player that special summons this card wins the duel. That's literally it. It's an awesome win condition that we have yet to get here in the TCG that I know a lot of people are looking forward to hopefully getting soon. I know I really want to get it just so I can be able to like test out ideas for this, and it'd be really cool to see this in the competitive scene. So yeah, you just summon out a bunch of gadgets, you play all 3 Egyptian gods, and then you just special summon out Horakthy and win the game. With this build, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing, except you're pretty much just milling through your deck. Like, that's all you're doing. It's like a regular old Lightsworn deck, except you run 2 Felice, which is still in the OCG, unfortunately. You just mill through your deck, and then you run Magical Stone Excavations that, in case you get the gods in your hand, you can just pitch them to the grave and get Soul Charge to your hand, or whatever, any other spell in case Soul Charge isn't in your grave, so that you can draw into Soul Charge. Once you get Soul Charge, you activate it, you pay 3,000, play all 3 Egyptian gods, sack off all 3, summon Horakthy, and you win. So, let's dive into this here. So we run 2 Felice, pretty much just for the milling ability. It's like a wolf, and it's also a tuner for the synchro ability, and then you can just tribute it off to pop a monster your opponent controls, and then you mill 3. So just another way to mill. Then we're running triple Lumina, double Lila, triple Minerva for the milling, triple Raiden again for milling, only 1 JD, just kind of like your escape plan, really, in case things don't pan out the way you're hoping. You can just play JD, nuke the board, and just proceed to go off. 2 Herald of Creation, because you can discard any card and get a level 7 or higher monster in your graveyard to your hand. So in case Horakthy ends up getting milled to the grave, you can just summon Herald of Creation, pitch a Dead God card or a Necro Gardener or even Electromagnetic Turtle, which I'll get to in a second, and put Horakthy back in your hand. Triple Curry Bandit, really just to excavate and hopefully hit Soul Charge or Magical Stone, whatever it is you may need. And then only 2 Necro Gardeners and Electromagnetic Turtle. Electromagnetic Turtle, during your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, end that battle phase. You can only use the effect Electromagnetic Turtle once per duel. So instead of running triple Necro, you can just use 2 Necros, or even Rainbow Kribo, whatever you feel will work better for you, and then 1 Electromagnetic Turtle. If it said once per turn, then you'd obviously want to run 3 Electromagnetic Turtle, but 1 is fine. And then obviously the 3 Egyptian God cards and Horakthy. Then for the spells, we have triple Solar Recharge, triple Soul Charge, your MVP of the deck, really. 3 Upstart, 1 One Day, 1 Foolish, 1 Charge, and 2 Magical Stone Excavation. That's all you really need. 3 is kind of cloggy. For the extra deck, we have 1 Black Rose, 1 Moonlight Rose Dragon. It's a level 7, just like Black Rose, has the same stats. When this card is special summoned, or when a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, target one special summoned monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. You can only use the effect of Moonlight Rose Dragon once per turn. So just a way to get special summoned monsters off your opponent's board. And then one Michael to recycle your Light Sworns. One Stardust, one Ancient Sacred Wyvern, one Vulcan the Divine, one Gustav Max. The God cards, really. In case things just don't work out, like your Horakthy gets banished, you can just play out two of the gods and go into Gustav Max. Two Lawful Chain, just to send cards to your grave. You can send the gods straight to your grave. Daigusto Emerald to recycle your stuff. In case Herald of Creation isn't an option, you can just recycle Horakthy back into your deck. One Alucard, one Leviair, one Exciton, and one Honor Arc to round up the extra deck. Honor Arc and Exciton are pretty standard. So yeah, this deck is really straightforward in my opinion. You got Minervas for the synchroing, Lilas for the back row hate, and really you don't even have to worry about back row with this deck because none of the god summons can be negated, whether they're normal summon or special summoned. Their summons can't be negated, period. So if you're going Soul Charge, unless they stop your Soul Charge, they're not stopping your monsters at all. And then once you just play out these three, you just play Horakthy and that's game. Like, pretty much, if you're playing Soul Charge and you got the three gods in your grave, you've already won. Unless your opponent has something to stop the Soul Charge. Because if they don't, then it's game from there. Because they can't stop any plays after that. So, yeah. So, I really want to put this out to you guys. It's a really interesting deck. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've played about 3 games with it so far. And it's been working fairly consistently. You do mill a crap ton, which is what you want to do. You just have to be careful when your deck does get low, because if you mill all of your soul charges and your 2 magical stones, yeah, good luck to you. I hope you got JD and it hasn't been milled yet. Or hopefully you have a way to go into Daigusto Emerald, but even then you don't have any of your soul charges. So, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like or favorite be appreciated, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.